This morning is yours before it belongs to anyone else. In the next few minutes, before the noise begins, before the first demand arrives, before yesterday's patterns have a chance to reassert themselves, your mind is more open than it will be at any other point today. This is an identity shift programming session. Your reticular activating system is calibrating right now. What you feed it in these first minutes becomes the filter through which you experience everything that follows today. This morning, it is set to find evidence that your instincts are worth trusting, that the voice you have been second-guessing has been right more often than you have given it credit for. There was once someone who gave excellent advice to everyone except themselves. In their work, in their friendships, in every room that needed clear thinking, they were the person others came to. Their judgment was trusted by everyone around them. Colleagues brought them problems that had stumped the whole team. Friends brought them dilemmas they had been carrying for months. And in every case they listened carefully, considered clearly, and offered guidance that was almost always right. And yet, in the privacy of their own important decisions, they did something entirely different. They consulted, they researched, they gathered opinions from people they respected and people they barely knew. They assembled perspectives until the weight of them was so heavy that their own voice, the one that had been there at the beginning, quiet and clear, was completely buried beneath the noise. Not because they were uncertain, because the habit of checking was older than their awareness of it, installed long before they could remember. The habit of treating everyone else's judgment as more reliable than their own. One afternoon, at the end of a long process of consultation on a decision they had already known the answer to from the beginning, they sat quietly with the accumulated weight of everyone else's opinion. And underneath all of it, unchanged and patient, was the same feeling they had started with. They had known from the beginning. Not loudly, not with any fanfare, just a quiet, settled sense of direction that had been waiting, with more patience than it deserved, for permission to be heard. They made the decision. It was the right one. And in the stillness afterward, they made a smaller, quieter decision that would matter more than the first. They decided to start listening sooner, to trust the voice that arrived first, to act on what they knew before the doubt had a chance to rewrite it, to let the instinct that arrived first have the floor before summoning the committee. Over the weeks that followed, nothing transformed overnight, but the quality of their decisions began to change in a way others could sense before they could fully articulate it. A directness, a clarity, a groundedness that had not been there before. The particular quality of someone who no longer needs to check whether their own perspective is acceptable before offering it. The most reliable voice in the room had been theirs all along. They had simply started listening to it sooner. That person is not a stranger to you this morning. That is the version of you this session is preparing. The one who is learning, one decision at a time, to hear themselves clearly and act on what they hear without first waiting for permission. Take a moment before the day begins to let that land. Shoulders back, chin level, the posture of someone who does not need to survey the room before they know what they think. Today you trust your own voice. Say that now, quietly, as a fact, not a wish. Today I trust my own voice. Let that land in the body, not as a resolution, as a recognition. The voice has always been there. Today, you listen to it sooner. Your reticular activating system is primed and searching. Here is what it is looking for today. Notice the moment your instinct arrives before your deliberation does. A felt sense of direction, a quiet knowing about how to move in a situation before you have finished thinking it through. That signal is real and it is trustworthy. Today, act on it, before the habit of second-guessing has a chance to arrive. Note what happens when you do. The result will be your evidence. Notice the moment you form an opinion and offer it without first checking whether the room agrees. One clear perspective, offered simply and directly, without the qualifier that used to come before it, or the retreat that used to follow it. That directness is your inner authority making itself visible in real time. Let it stand without walking it back. Notice when someone asks what you think, and you answer from what you actually think, not from what seems safest, not from what you sense they want to hear, but from your own genuine assessment, arrived at on your own terms. That quality of honesty is the foundation of real trust, both in yourself and from the people around you. Notice the moment you make a decision without first polling everyone available. You have the information. You have the instinct. You make the call. That decisiveness, quiet, unhurried, grounded, is the natural expression of someone who has come to trust the quality of their own judgment. Not arrogance, clarity. Notice the moment the old habit arrives, the reaching outward, the assembling of other opinions before trusting your own. And you simply note it and choose differently. That choice, made in an ordinary moment of an ordinary day, is worth more than any single result. It is the new groove deepening, the inner authority finding its voice, one decision at a time. At the end of today, recall one moment where your instinct was right and you followed it. One moment where the voice that arrived first was the one worth listening to. That is your evidence. That is the trust building through the only thing that has ever built it. Acting on what you know and discovering you were right to. Today, I listen to my own voice first. I act on what I know before doubt rewrites it. I offer my genuine perspective without apology. And I move through this day as someone whose inner authority grows stronger and more reliable with every decision I make. Shoulders back, chin up. The day has something good in store. Go meet it.